After trading away their best player in team history, Browns fans are even more depressed than normal, which is exactly why I've taken over as head coach to turn these frowns upside down and ultimately turn a bad thing into a positive and bring the Cleveland Browns to their first Super Bowl win in franchise history, completely Myles Garrett-less, which is definitely going to be quite the difficult challenge here because this roster is an absolute shambles. So the good news for us, definitely not the good news for him, is that we got Jared Verse on the squad, and unlike Myles Garrett, Jared Verse is still on his rookie contract, which means he's making pennies compared to Myles. So let's see if we can try and expedite things today and win a Super Bowl before we have to give Jared Verse a contract extension. Now, I do have to admit it's going to be very difficult expediting the first Super Bowl in franchise history with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. And with that, I do think I'm going to be a little bit crazier in today's rebuild compared to normal and use some of these first-round draft picks that we now got following the trade and acquire ourselves our franchise quarterback. Because again, the theme of today's rebuild is turn those frowns upside down and try and win a Super Bowl as fast as physically possible. Now, assessing the squad outside of the Myles Garrett trade and outside of the quarterback position, Judkins, I love this guy as a player in real life. He's an 81 rated with hidden dev because in this game he's still considered a rookie, although he's really a second-year player. I just don't know if it's going to be good for the team to keep him around while he's obviously possessed by a demon. But seriously though, for some dumb reason in Madden franchise, even though Judkins is a great promising running back, they just don't perform well if they're lower than like an 86, maybe even 87 running back, maybe even higher than that. So like for us to win a Super Bowl as fast as possible with the Browns here, we need to try and acquire the best running back physically possible to get to that Super Bowl as fast as physically possible. And an 81 rated is just not going to cut it, even though he'd be good 3-4 years down the line. And as mentioned, I think we all can agree that Browns fans need something positive in their lives. So allow me to sign a few cheeky free agents that we're actually going to also use in the trade to acquire A, a new starting running back, and B, a new starting quarterback. Now, I will say Tyreek Hill, I don't think I'm going to use him in a trade. I think I'm actually going to keep him on the roster as our wide receiver one leg or not. We need talent at wide receiver for whoever our new quarterback's going to be, and Tyreek Hill will probably be that number one receiver for the next 2, possibly 3 seasons. Now, Stephon Diggs, on the flip side, I might sign him just to trade him. And again, I know that's scummy, but it's all about improving the mental health of you Browns fans. Also, another player that we might sign just to trade away is Bobby Wagner here. 92 overall. I know he's 35 years old, but for some reason, the dumb Madden trade logic only really cares about the overall to an extent. So we're going to sign him just to more than likely trade him away. Honestly, same exact thing with Joe Mixon here. To be fair though, if we can't end up trading for a better running back, he might be our starter this season, maybe even next. But I'm signing him with the goal here to hopefully trade him away to acquire a better running back. Now for defensive tackle depth, I'm bringing Christian Wilkins possibly for the next couple seasons. I might bring in Kevin Zeitler just for a season or two to help out the new quarterback. Again, all these players I'm signing, they're eligible to be traded, so keep that in mind. He might get traded. Oh, Joey Bosa is listed as a Sam linebacker. I don't know why, but screw it, dude. Let's sign him. And last but not least, dude, let's go ahead and sign Taylor Decker here to be one of our tackles this season. So obviously, there's some things that we do need to change, but the roster's already up to an 84 rated. But as mentioned, fellas, I do think the first thing we try to accomplish is getting our franchise quarterback. And now that I think about it, like I know I'm already kind of walking back on what I said, it might be Tyreek Hill that I'd trade away. So I'm quite positive having a 92 overall X-Factor receiver, even though it has just a 1 year left on his contract and he's 31 years old, I think he'll be astronomically more valuable in a trade to possibly bring in a quarterback than what Stephon Diggs would be. Maybe Stephon Diggs is the wide receiver that we actually keep. Because like just off the rip here, I want to see what we get offered for Tyreek Hill. Kyler Gordon, some good picks. Marius Mims, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton, Darius Robinson, Ladd McConkey, Rashee Rice, Sam Cosmi. So like obviously no quarterbacks offered just yet, but I really think we could still get our franchise guy using Tyreek Hill in a trade. And again, I know it seems scummy, but the whole point of this is to try to make Browns fans smile again. So that's why we're going to try and scum our way to a new quarterback, a new running back for this franchise. But I guess at the same time, we could go ahead and trade away Judkins if we're going to get a higher overall running back. Again, I think he's going to be great in real life. It's just for this franchise. But at the end of the day, what quarterbacks are actual realistic options? Now, the only team that's actually showing interest in Judkins with the little yellow triangle is the Commanders. Now, like, what are the real odds I could bring in Jaden Daniels? I mean, I feel like that's crazy, right? I mean, it's Jaden Daniels, don't get me wrong. He's only a 79 overall, so I don't know how fast it would actually expedite the rebuild. So So do I even try this? Is it even close? I suppose. Do I do it? Hold on. Let me not jump the gun real fast and see if there's any better options, which again, I feel like that's probably the most value we're going to get in a trade, right? So screw it. Even though Jaden Daniels only a 79, like, I feel like it would definitely be worth it, dude. He's still on a rookie contract as a quarterback. Submit it through. Trades declined. And like I said, we do have multiple first-round picks. One considered to be the 6th pick in the draft. I don't even think that would be enough yet. Still just halfway. We're probably going to have to get a quarterback, probably late 20s, but I still think we can get somebody pretty good. It's just genuinely, like, who is the most realistic option here? Justin Herbert. That is halfway to being accepted, brother. If I throw in a first-round pick, I just been kind of offering for different quarterbacks. Justin Herbert might actually be the guy. He has a massive cap hit, but dude, it's Justin Herbert. Who gives a frick? 6th overall pick thrown into the trade. It is in the green, boys. We are about to bring in one way or another Justin Herbert to the Cleveland Browns. He wasn't able to win in Los Angeles. I don't know why you think he'd be able to do anything different in Cleveland, but that difference is yours truly being his head coach. Let's see, man. Maybe this is where I just go ahead and throw in Kevin Zeitler. Trade is so freaking close, brother. Let's throw in that 3rd-round pick we got in the Myles Garrett trade, like 3 years down the line, I believe. Or maybe we can get away with like some late picks, like a 2027 5, maybe like a 2028 6. See if that's enough. Trade still decline. Let's just go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off, fellas. That 3rd-round pick we got from the Rams and the Myles Garrett trade. Submit that bad boy through. Justin Herbert is a Cleveland Brown. Took Judkins, a scummy Tyreek Hill on a 1-year deal out of free agency, but again, it's just to make the Browns fans smile again. Kevin Zeitler, a 1st-round pick and a 3rd-round pick, and the Cleveland Browns now have their new franchise quarterback, which now we're going to continue to be scumbags and try to get our new franchise running back by trading away Joe Mixon, Bobby Wagner, and in a trade here, I mean, we're getting offered Devin Bush, Jonathan Allen, Zach Allen. I don't know why we keep getting offered Darius Robinson, but we're not taking that. We're really just looking like a George Pickens is insane, dude, but we are looking for the best possible running back that we can get in return in this trade. Again, I have 1st-round picks I'd be willing to use. Like, surely we're not able to get a Bijan, right? Oh my God. Like, what? Like, what's... I genuinely did not expect that at all. I thought Bijan's value was, like, way more than this. I think we're about to get him from the Atlanta Falcons, boys, which I think we all can agree is kind of insane. So, let's try this. A 1st-round pick thrown in the deal for Joe Mixon, Bobby Wagner to acquire Bijan freaking Robinson. Submit it through. Trade is declined, but you best believe I'll throw in a pack of pickles to bring in this fella, Bijan Robinson. You know what? Let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. Deshaun Watson, $36 million. Let the Falcons deal with that. Submit it through. Bijan freaking Robinson is the newest member of the Cleveland Browns. Again, I know it was scummy, but this video is all about making Browns fans smile because they deserve it, because they have been through it all. I mean, seriously, I cannot believe what we were already able to do with this team, man. Up to an 85 overall, 87 offense, and 84 defense. The offensive line is definitely going to need a lot of work if we're going to end up winning Super Bowl within a couple seasons. So we'll try to address that in the offseason. But man, Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, like in Cleveland, it's insane. Not to mention Stephon Diggs here as the #1 receiver, but at the same time, he's going to regress every year and overall. I don't even know if I'll re-sign him. Same thing with Taylor Decker. He's 31 years old. I mean, he's a great left tackle for right now as we move our 1st-round pick, Spencer Fano, over to the right side. But we got a lot of Band-Aids on the team right now. The most important things, we got 2 long-term options at 2 of the most important positions when it comes to Madden simulation. Now, on defense as well, I mean, we got some incredible young players. Some old mix in there as well, like Joey Bosa's probably not going to last long at Sam linebacker, but Jared Verse, brother, we need this guy. He's never going to be Myles Garrett, but he could get close. 88 overall, already a superstar. I mean, there's a good chance by the time his contract is up, he's already like a 95, 96 rated. We need this guy to get double-digit sacks every single season, and this defense should be A-okay. Also, completely forgot to mention our 2 young receivers. Like Casey Concepcion should turn into a beast, as should Denzel Boston. So like Justin Herbert, I know, going from Los Angeles to Cleveland, that might make him depressed. But he's got some incredible weapons here. Honestly, quite a bit better than the weapons he had in Los Angeles. Like Bijan to hand the ball off to, which like Dylan Sampson's a good backup running back. Stephon Diggs. 2 young receivers in Concepcion and Denzel Boston, not to mention Jerry Jeudy, who maybe could break out again one year. I don't know. He sucked last year. Harold Fannin, though, at the tight end position was incredible as a rookie, and I expect with Justin Herbert at the helm, should continue to put up an insane numbers. So what we're going to do here, fellas, in season number 1 is simulate straight to the trade deadline. If we're having a good year, maybe trade another first-round pick or some other assets and try and acquire players at positions of need, and maybe try to go all out and win Super Bowl this first year. If we're having a disappointing season, maybe at that point trade away some expiring contracts, get in some draft picks or some players that can help us in the future, and just make sure this first season sets this franchise up for what could be a Super Bowl run in season 2, maybe season 3, which here at the trade deadline, we're 3-4. Going up against a 7-0 Patriots, so that's not great. Let's sim past this week, get to the trade deadline, which is in week 9. Maybe be 4-4 and evaluate at that point. I don't think we did actually give the Patriots their first loss of the season, so we sit here week 9 at 4-4 on the year, and like that makes me just want to sit and not do anything. I don't feel like we should acquire talent and get rid of draft picks. We're going to end up having a bad season anyway, but at the same time, I don't feel like we should sell. It makes it so tough, dude. I really thought we might be better than 4-4 on the year, which isn't bad at all in terms of like Cleveland Browns standards, but kind of a bad start after beating the Bengals. I mean, we are in a really tough division and had a really tough start to the season, but 3 straight losses to 3 really good teams, but a good, last month of the year, again, taking down the Patriots for their first loss of the season away from home in New England, which we currently have the NFL's best offense, so that's great. Defensively, though, I'm assuming we suck. Not really, we're middle of the pack. Justin Herbert putting up phenomenal numbers, much better than Shador Sanders or Deshaun Watson would have done. 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 5 picks with a perfect completion percentage. Bijan doing Bijan things. 5.8 yards per carry. He's fumbling the ball a little bit too much, but man, as long as he can hang on to the football, he might win Offensive Player of the Year, although probably not. He's not putting up a lot of touchdowns, but it's still great numbers. Now, through the air, Stephon Diggs, dude, by far this team's best receiver. 711 yards, 8 touchdowns. He can get to 1,500 yards this year if he wanted to. Good year from Jerry Jeudy. Good bounce back from a really bad season a year ago. Harold Faden doing okay. Casey Concepcion is the only other receiver really getting targets, which is a little disappointing because I had high expectations for Denzel Boston, but still can't be mad whatsoever. Now, what about Jared Verse? 8.5 sacks, brother. Like, considering we're only 8 games, we still got 9 games to go. Dude, he could get to 20, which I guess at this point, I do want to see how Myles Garrett is doing. If he has double-digit sacks, I'm going to be a little disappointed, but Myles Garrett, he looks like he only has 4.5 sacks at the trade deadline. Imagine in season number 1 if Myles Garrett gets outproduced by Jared Verse. Now, might as well go ahead and see who needs to negotiate some contracts, which is like the older guys we just signed. We probably can get them for cheaper in the offseason because their overall will go down a little bit, so got to be smart about that. Tevin Jenkins, like, I don't feel like he's a long-term option, so he might be one of those guys I just trade away here and just maybe get a younger asset in return, or maybe just get a draft pick. Like Stephon Diggs, same thing. Like, I would love to bring him back, but he's probably going to go down like an 85. So I could get him for a lot cheaper. Ronnie Hickman, I don't know. I feel like we have a better young free safety, which is only 23 years old, so I'll have to look at that. Taylor Decker, same thing. If I re-sign him, get it for cheaper in the offseason. Malachi Corley's going to be gone. The rest of these guys could care less about. So let's be smart here and, like, get rid of players, maybe bring in assets, but, like, players is not going to make a big difference down the stretch. I don't think Tevin Jenkins is starting for me this season, so I feel like I should probably be able to get something for him in return. Like, I mean, even like a 4th-round pick would be nice. Being offered Nick Chubb from the Jags is just absolutely hilarious. I wanted to point that out. But again, like, none of these really entice me too much. Tyree Nice, actually the goodwill linebacker from the Seattle Seahawks. Just let me, before I jump the gun, confirm a few things. Because, yeah, Tevin Jenkins isn't even starting for us. Let's see on the defensive side of the football. Yeah, Ronnie Hickman's not even starting. We have McNeil Warren, the rookie free safety out of Toledo, already high overall and went up to star development. And also did already have it spoiled. Looks like Harold Faden's up to superstar, so that's nice. Dude, he's already up to like an 86 rating. That's insane. Looks like Harold Faden's going to just be an absolute stud for his entire career. Now, I guess what we can do is try to ship on Tevin Jenkins and Ronnie Hickman, since they're probably not going to get contract extensions. So I wonder if we could package them together and get an even better young offensive lineman or just some young player in general. Or honestly, what if we did this smart thing, and since I'm probably not going to re-sign Taylor Decker for how much money he's going to want, I wonder if I could package all 3 of these guys together to get our franchise long-term left tackle. Maybe like an 85, 86 rated if anybody's interested, which Bengals want Tevin Jenkins. They definitely don't have a franchise tackle for me to take, which unfortunately looks like nobody else wants them either. So what could we get just for Tevin Jenkins from the Bengals? Like anybody, any good youngster that could help us out long-term? I guess we could use some cornerback depth. Like our number 3 cornerback is freaking Myles Harden. So I wonder if we could get either Daxton Hill or DJ Turner. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try. DJ Turner, that's already extremely close, brother. So what if we threw in Dylan Gabriel? I mean, he hates it here anyway. Jared Verse literally just stole his number, didn't even ask. So I don't think he feels appreciated anyway. He'd much rather be Joe Burrow's back. So let's submit the trade with Dylan Gabriel added in there. It's in the green now. What if we throw in Raheem Sanders since he's a third string? He could sign his replacement. It's a little bit closer. Or what about Malachi Corley since he's going to be on an expiring contract? It's still in the green. So it is probably going to take a draft pick or two, which apparently the draft pick that we held on to is currently valued at pick number 5. So even if we have an impressive season, it looks like we're on track to have ourselves a top 10 pick. Like, that could change completely between now and the draft. But, brother, that's incredible. Let's see. Like I said, we do have multiple picks that we could trade away, like a 2028 third. Submit it through. All right. It is accepted. We got ourselves our new cornerback number 2. But as mentioned, I still want to try and get our franchise tackle here. I would much prefer holding on to all of our first-round picks, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of the second-round pick we got in the Myles Garrett trade. But it's like with my very specific criteria here, who really is like the best option for us long-term at left tackle? I might honestly just sit here and offer this package to like every left tackle over 85 rated. Tristan Wirfs is a no. Same thing with Rashawn Slater. Okay, Bernard Raymond could be interesting. No Jordan Mailata either. Definitely no Andrew Thomas. And my last realistic option here is probably Paris Campbell, who is in the freaking green, brother. Hold the gosh dang phone. Jamari Thrash, who we just don't need anymore. Submit that through. It didn't really budge much, but dude, I had so many picks to be willing to trade away here. Like a third from this year? Is that enough? Paris Johnson's a Cleveland Brown. What in the world? Even though we just traded away quite a few players, I really feel like we just made the team better. Like Paris Johnson over Taylor Decker all day, every day. I mean, he's got a much improved cornerback too in DJ Turner, which the only thing that we do need at this point is some depth since we traded away a lot of players and there's probably not going to be great depth at this point. I say that, yeah, I don't really mind signing James Conner to be our new backup running back. We do need multiple wide receivers. There's not really phenomenal options. I guess Tyler Lockett's still playing, so why not try to get him a ring? Although he'll probably retire at the end of the year, and I don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl this season. And Chris Brazell is a free agent for some reason. Literally like a third-round rookie somehow is on the Eagles right now. I apparently got cut by whoever his original team was that drafted him. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think the Panthers maybe? I don't know what happened there, but dude, screw it. Chris Brazell, rookie, 21-year-old, 74 rated freaking receiver, now is a Cleveland Brown. Also, I do know that we quite desperately need free safety depth. I think we only have one in the entire roster, so I suppose we'll go ahead and sign PJ Locke here to be our backup free safety to our young rookie Emmanuel. And we're set, fellas. Wait, I completely missed that we have a trade offer for Quincy Williams here. David Montgomery, Logan Lee, Cam Akers, Audric Estime. I mean, I would honestly just be willing to take draft picks. Chase Brown? I'll accept it. He's not an expiring contract, is he? I could take him to be our backup running back right now and then flip him for something better next season. Giving me Chase Brown for Quincy Williams is insane, I feel like. I mean, with that, dude, we gotta have one of the best running back rooms in NFL history. So with that said, fellas, and with us getting past the trade deadline here, we're going to simulate this bad boy to the playoffs, and who knows how the season's going to go from here. I mean, we could finish off strong, make the playoffs, might kind of be up and down, and miss the playoffs. But if anything, worst comes to worst, we have set this franchise up for success, hopefully in the near future. But even again, if we don't make the playoffs this season, I feel like given one full offseason, we genuinely could compete for the Super Bowl next year. Yeah, kind of as expected, up and down, second half of the season, 9-8, just missed out on the playoffs. Let's see, we ended up earning the 8th seed. Literally missed out on the playoffs to the Jets of all teams by what apparently seems like a tiebreaker. So again, like, I know it sucks. Didn't make the playoff season number 1, but I feel like Browns fans got to be happy with this. I feel like they'd be over the moon with a 9-8 season next year. But again, with the team that we've assembled up to this point, we'll have to see how they finish to kind of struggle down the stretch. But with the team and the base and the core that we have assembled up to this point, I'm telling you, one good offseason, a couple more trades, a couple signings, we're literally going to be one of the best teams in football next year. I mean, we finished with the NFL's number 3 offense, and then defensively, we finished top 13. So, like, I don't know how a team that finished like that missed the playoffs. And again, like, it doesn't really help that we have an extremely tough schedule. Yeah, that's what missed us the playoffs right there, week 10. I don't know how we lose to the freaking Jets. It was actually a really strong finish. We had a 4-game winning streak, lost to the Bills, lost to the Steelers. So yeah, quite an up and down second half of the season, but it was that Jets game that completely screwed us. Justin Herbert with a great year. I mean, 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, 10 picks, with a perfect completion percentage. Now, Bijan Robinson doing Bijan Robinson things. 1,361 yards, 6 touchdowns. Funny enough, Chase Brown finished with 7 touchdowns. Bijan only finished with 6, so 6 and 7 touchdowns from our running back duo. I do say, though, it's a little crazy that Bijan fumbled 5 times. Like, lock in, brother. Can't have that next season if we're winning the Super Bowl. But all in all, dude, a phenomenal performance from the new franchise running back here in Cleveland. Good performance from both franchise quarterback and running back. Now, receiving-wise, Stephon Diggs, I feel like if he'll come back at a reasonable price, we probably need to try and re-sign him. 101 grabs, 1,400 yards, and 17 touchdowns. I mean, that's more touchdowns than everybody else combined. Jerry Jeudy, too, like a bad season a year ago, but dude, this is a really good bounce back. About 1,000 yards, only 2 touchdowns, though. Harold Thanen, I expected maybe a little bit more out of him, but still great numbers for our tight end, second-year player. Casey Concepcion, good year from him, too. Bijan, decent year through the air. A little disappointed again. Denzel Boston only had 4 catches. Maybe he can step up next year. Who knows? Now, defensively, Jared Verse finished with 14 sacks. Again, that is phenomenal for a second or I guess third-year player in this franchise, technically. Again, like, I don't know if he outperformed Myles Garrett, but if he did, dude, I feel like we won the trade. Which, again, there's a very good chance in real life that the Browns end up winning this trade long-term. Like, Myles Garrett's probably gonna maybe win a Super Bowl, maybe 2 in Los Angeles. He'll probably be there in another 5 years or so, especially if Aaron Donald resigns. If he pans out, if Jared Verse turns into a top 5 edge rusher and they, like, spend those picks they got well, they might end up winning the trade long-term. Or that might be a win-win for both teams. Now, Joey Bosa here, be interesting, because he's a Sam linebacker, but he rushed the passer a lot for us. 8 sacks this season. He'll probably dip in overall in his offseason, so we'll have to see if I bring him back or not. It's going to be kind of a tough decision. Now, Mason Graham, the rookie, 7 sacks. Christian Wilkins, 7.5. So, Mason Graham set up to be our franchise defensive tackle. Now, even though we didn't make the playoffs, let's see if we got any silverware. Myles Garrett's teammate, new teammate in that. Matthew Stafford wins MVP. Want to see, we did have Justin Herbert come in 8th. Malik Willis in 9th. Really rooting for that guy. I hope he has a good season. I feel like, honestly, me winning 9 games with a team that just traded away Myles Garrett, like, I should have came better than top 5, I feel like. But still, I'm glad I got a little bit of respect. Now, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Stephon Diggs, which was just absolutely hilarious. Now, again, his overall is probably going to dip, so if I can get him on the cheap, I definitely will try to re-sign him. Now, defensively, Alex Highsmith wins Jared Verse in 2nd. Let's see, NFC Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Carter, dude. You didn't even have Myles Garrett come in the top 10. I'm going to check his stats in just a second. Now, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jaden Higgins. Did have Mason Graham come in the top 5, which this is kind of scuffed. It's like mixing the real rookies with the fake rookies. So, like, just completely disregard that. But what I don't want you to disregard is the actual stats from Myles Garrett this season, which he ended up with 10.5 sacks, which is still solid, but, like, it's Myles Garrett, dude. You'd expect for better. Like, I mean, the truth is, Jared Verse outperformed him this season. So far, brother, I feel like this trade was a win. Which, again, even though we didn't make the playoffs this first season, we have officially built an 88 overall team with an 89 offense and 88 defense. One more offseason. I know it's not going to look the same next year. Going to lose some players, hopefully bring in some players, but we built an incredible base of a squad that I feel like could genuinely compete for a Super Bowl as early as next season. It's a lot of tough decisions to make this upcoming offseason, boys. Which, as the Rams did make the playoffs this year, let's just hope for the Browns fans' sanity they don't see Myles Garrett win a Super Bowl. That would, honest to God, just be like such a picture-perfect start to this video. I'm actually trying to make Browns fans smile again here, not make them even more depressed. Okay, they didn't win it. Made it all the way to the championship. There you go. You can smile. I guess we'll see if Josh Allen can win his first Super Bowl. I mean, if Josh Allen can win it, break that Bills curse, so can we with the Browns. And they did win, so there is hope. Sure, Diana's happy. Which it looks like we're going to head into the offseason about $60 million to spend, which is going to be tough because there are some players that I'm going to want to re-sign before we get into the actual offseason. But first things first, following the Super Bowl, check the lineup, see if any depth traits were changed. Looks like Stephon Diggs is going to be even pricier as he's up to an 87 overall superstar. He actually didn't dip at all in overall, which is quite concerning because now I kind of wish I would have re-signed him when I had the chance. So that sucks. That's not good. He's going to cost a ton of money. I might not even re-sign him, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff going through my head right now. A lot of stuff. Looks like nobody else changed offensively. I do like the fact that Spencer Fano's up to an 81 rated after his rookie season. Bijan, dude, he's going to hit 99 by the end of next year. Justin Herbert up to a 91. So good progression from the 2 franchise players that we did trade for. Casey Concepcion up to a 78 overall. Denzel Boston at a 76. At least he went up a little bit. Harold Thanen, though, he's the big boy up to a freaking 87 overall. Like, he might honestly get to like 95, 96 by the time we hopefully win a Super Bowl. God, he's like honestly one of my favorite players. Love him out of Bowling Green. I'm glad to see him successful in the NFL. Now, defensively, any changes? We had had, oh god, Jared Verse, X Factor, just like the guy we traded for him. Joey Bosa up to X Factor, which is just, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. He went down in overall to a 79. So, like, it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to re-sign him now because he's an X Factor, even though he went down in overall. So, he's probably going to ask for even more money since he got that dev trait boost. Outside of that, though, everybody else stayed the same. But again, happy that Jared Verse, now up to a 90 overall. How funny would it be in just a season or two? He actually passes Myles Garrett in overall, which I do want to go check. Myles Garrett having a rather stinky season for his standards. How funny would it be if he lost his X Factor while Jared Verse gained one? I don't think he did, but it would just be funny. Nah, he's still an X Factor as he turns 30. Didn't lose any rating, so it will be kind of tough for Jared Verse to pass him. How funny would it be, and how sad for Myles Garrett, if he got traded to the Los Angeles Rams and then immediately within 2 or 3 seasons, the Browns won their first ever Super Bowl. But to make sure that becomes a reality, we've got to make sure we ace this offseason here, which I do actually need to see what draft pick we ended up with. We officially ended up with the 5th pick from the Jacksonville Jags. Now, I'm very curious who that potentially could land us, as the latest mock draft has Jeremiah Smith going 1 to the Raiders. It has us going Cam Coleman 5. Now, I do wonder, the last mock draft isn't out yet. Sometimes it does change from mock draft 4 to 5. I don't know why the Raiders wouldn't take Jeremiah Smith with the number 1 pick, because, I mean, they already got their quarterback. But I do wonder if we might see that change to maybe them drafting Colin Simmons, or maybe a Dylan Stewart, or maybe an offensive tackle. And if that's the case, and Jeremiah Smith could potentially fall to maybe 2, 3, or 4, I trade up at that point. I mean, I have multiple picks now I can trade away. Maybe trade up and try to get Jeremiah Smith. Imagine, dude. Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, and Jeremiah freaking Smith, dude. But we'll wait. I'm not going to pull the trigger yet. We will wait and see what mock draft 5 says. I mean, even if it doesn't change, I might go ahead and try to trade up to 1 for him. We have to go ahead and accept Bijan's 5th-year option, which is not too crazy. Only $2 million for best running back in football. Joey Bosa is only asking for $3 million. Not even $3 million, $2.5 million. I don't mind doing that at all. Just a 1-year deal. Hopefully he accepts. He does. Let's go. Christian Wilkins. I really don't. I feel like I can get good defensive tackles in the draft. So I might pass up. I don't know. We'll have to see. Stephon Diggs, I do want to bring him back. But it's like, how much money is he actually going to ask for? $2 million would be $20 million per season, which I mean, I feel like it'd be worth it, especially if he can produce like he did last year. I suppose let's do it. Let's offer him this 2-year contract. If he accepts, great. If he doesn't, I might just go ahead and franchise tag him. But he accepts, so we don't have to go through that drama. Now, leaves us with $32 million, and the rest of these guys I honestly could care less about. So it really comes down to what I want to do with Christian Wilkins here, and he's asking for $18 million, which I suppose it is only over a 1-year contract. So I guess I could re-sign him. He was a really good D tackle number 2 for us behind Mason Graham. So let's offer him, and he re-signs. Let's go. Vibes are good around Cleveland for once in existence. Which unfortunately, again, only leaves us with $15 million. So I really don't know how active we're going to be able to be here in free agency, which again, there's not typically any good free agents at this point in time anyway. That bumped up to 15 mil somehow. But again, we might be able to sign 1, potentially 2 depth players. Okay, Kyle Pitts being a free agent is just not at all what I expected. We have Harold Fanon, so we don't have to worry about that. I mean, I'm kind of glad we did re-sign Christian Wilkins. I mean, who else are we going to sign? Grover Stewart, DJ Reader. Now, Brandon Aubrey is there, best kicker in football, arguably. But, like, I could just re-sign him at the start of next season because for some reason, free agency kickers never get signed. So, Brandon Aubrey will probably be a Brown next year, which would be great in our Super Bowl quest. Outside of that, our punter's a free agent. I'll re-sign him too, start of next season. Anybody depth-wise that would love to have? Eric Stokes, maybe, as like a cornerback 4. I mean, probably not worth it, to be honest with you, on a long-term deal. I, honest to God, might not sign to anybody. Daniel Jones made it to free agency somehow. Carrington Valentine, only 24 years old. Again, paying like $7 million a season when you don't have much money. It's kind of crazy, I feel like, for a 4th-string corner. Because I need money for next season in terms of salary cap. I already have to sign my rookies that I draft. But it's like, I might go ahead and try to go all out and like trade some future first-round picks for some all-pro caliber player to try to win Super Bowl next season. Maybe year 3. I don't know. It's like, I just don't want to waste money right now. We don't have much money to spare. So I think I'm just going to like go ahead and make the decision here, be boring, and not sign any free agents this year. If anything, try to sign one next year if we don't win the Super Bowl. So yeah, boring, I know, but we're gonna go ahead and simulate straight through free agency and put our full focus on the NFL draft here. Which, let's see if we got lucky here, boys. The 5th and final mock draft has the Raiders going Jeremiah Smith. So if I want Jeremiah Smith, fellas, I'm gonna have to pay a pretty penny. Oh, why couldn't it have been anybody else to end up with that pick? What sucks too, I wouldn't mind like a Dylan Stewart. I mean, we did get Stephon Diggs, but like imagine pairing Jeremiah Smith with Stephon Diggs, Jerry Jeudy, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, dude, that would be insane. Like, we could get Cam Coleman, but at the same time, like, I really do want to try to get Jeremiah Smith again, solely just to make Browns fans smile again. And I will be honest, I know it's not realistic, but like, draft picks are not very good in terms of like trading up. So I feel like we could get him for a very reasonable price, even though it's not realistic. So before the draft even starts, let's get it done before draft day. Let's see if somehow, some way, we can land ourselves #1 pick, which would in terms land us Jeremiah Smith. Any players, like maybe they want Shedeur Sanders to be their backup quarterback? Okay, Dylan Sampson here. He's 80 overall. He has 3 years left on his contract. We obviously don't need him. We got Chase Brown behind him, even though Chase Brown's only on a 1-year deal. Maybe I could re-sign Chase Brown. But again, like, I don't need him. And like, they value running back so highly in this game. So Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Sampson, and maybe another like Denzel Boston or Cedric Tillman. We'll throw in Cedric Tillman and also potentially throw in some, or maybe both of our 7th round picks. Try this, brother. So to move up 4 spots, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Sampson, Cedric Tillman, and 2 7s to move up to the #1 pick in the NFL draft to land Jeremiah Smith. Submitted through, trade is declined, and to be honest, that's completely fair on their part. But what's probably gonna have to happen is us throw in much better picks, I suppose, like the 2nd round pick. I don't even know if that would be enough, to be honest with you. Submit it through, it's in the yellow. 2nd round pick from 2027 in the green. So I'm probably gonna have to do what I didn't want to do and trade away a future first. So 2028 1st round pick, submitted through, trade got closer. It's like if it wasn't Jeremiah Smith on the line, I wouldn't even bother and just take Cam Coleman, but it's Jeremiah freaking Smith, dude. So do I have to do this just to move up 4 spots? And again, this is more realistic. This is more realistic than what I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought maybe I could just throw in Dylan Sampson. And if I'm being honest, I totally threw in those extra picks in Cedric Tillman and Shedeur Sanders just like to make it seem like it was more realistic. Like, I totally thought Dylan Sampson on his own would be enough for this trade to go through. Trying to be a good YouTuber, but let's see it, man. Extra first, 2nd round pick from this year, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Sampson, and Cedric Tillman added in, submitted through. Trade is still declined. Oh, God, dude. Maybe you guys will get your wish and we keep Shedeur Sanders and have to throw in another pick. Do I have to literally throw in like multiple 2nd round picks, submitted through? Declined again, dude. My God. Like Shedeur instead of Cedric Tillman by chance? Do I get rid of Shedeur in the end? No, it went down more. Oh, I know what I'm going to have to do, and it's going to be annoying. I'm going to trade up 12 spots here with the Texans from pick 50 to pick 38. And I'll just throw in, I don't know, some bad backups, which was enough. Now we should get even more value out of that 2nd round pick, which hopefully should be enough of a difference to land that #1 pick. We're getting somewhere. Time to throw in Cedric Tillman. Still declined. I forgot. What else did I have in here? Game already breaking my brain. Did I have another 2nd round pick? Oh, I think I did from 2028. Let's do it. Submit it through. The #1 pick is officially ours, but brother, it came at a steep cost. Let me ask you, would that be worth it? Because they're probably still going to take Cam Coleman at the 5th pick that they have now. Would it be worth dropping back 4 spots? You still get Cam Coleman, but you also pick up Dylan Sampson, Cedric Tillman, which doesn't really move the needle too much, I know. But you get yourself an extra 1st, an extra 2nd, and another extra 2nd. So, like, I saw a steep price for me. Again, I totally thought I was just going to be able to trade Dylan Sampson on his own to move up 4 spots, but I hope it will ultimately be worth it as we start this NFL draft and don't have many picks to show for it. But at the end of the day, this should make Cleveland Browns fans extremely happy. Alongside Justin Herbert, alongside Bijan Robinson, you are going to be able to add Jeremiah Smith to your arsenal to hopefully help end this franchise's misery and win their first Super Bowl ever. I don't know why Jeremiah Smith is Malik Neighbors, but sometimes I just learned it's better not to ask questions. But Jeremiah Smith, aka Malik Neighbors, as we all expected, comes in as the #1 ranked prospect in this 2027 NFL draft. Also comes in hidden development, an absolute stud. Honestly, might finish his rookie season with 1,500 yards. But unfortunately, with all the picks, all the stuff we had to trade away, we don't get to pick again until round 4 here. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't do much scouting, so like I don't even know what to do here. I think I'm just going to go after a bunch of depth. I do need safety depth pretty bad. I don't think there's anybody good here, but anybody's better than nothing. Bray Hubbard actually from Alabama. I feel like he's got to be at least a high, like, overall, right? A hit power. Screw it. He'd be a big thumper for us. I don't know if he'll be good or not. He's going to be, oh my God, 198 in true value. Absolute stinker, which I think that's going to be the common theme. Like, all these picks are probably going to be absolute stinkers if I'm being honest. Okay, this tight end out of Penn State. A awareness, A catching. I don't know if he's going to actually be good. Good discipline. Which means hidden dev. He had an okay combine. Again, like, the things we have scouted, he's not a good blocker, but dude, like, behind Harold Fanon, I was never expecting to take tight end, but like, screw it. 101 in true value, hidden dev, not bad at all. Joe Cotton out of Cincinnati, left tackle, I mean, looks okay for a 6th-round pick, and he, oh my gosh, that's one of my worst picks of all time. You know what, dude, I don't trust myself. I'm letting the CPU draft in the 7th round. At the end of the day, fellas, literally all I care about here is Jeremiah Smith, who comes in as an 82 overall. The rest of the draft is absolutely terrible, but Jeremiah Smith here, alongside Stephon Diggs, hopefully will make for the best wide receiver core in football. The rest of the draft, though, we don't gotta talk about it. As I told you guys, good news to start the season, as Brandon Aubrey and our punter still sitting there, so I suppose I will sign both of them. So Brandon Aubrey, welcome to Cleveland. Corey Bajorquez, welcome to Cleveland. And also, remember when I was like thinking about signing Eric Stokes to be like our depth cornerback? Why not just sign him out of free agency? Because for some reason he didn't get signed. I was gonna have to offer him like $7 million a season when I was gonna sign him in free agency. Now I got away with offering less than 3.5. Now I do actually need running back depth since I got rid of Dylan Sampson, so I'm gonna sign Kamani Vidal here. And I mean, I guess since he's sitting here, we could go ahead and sign Xavier Woods to be our backup free safety. Definitely be better than Bray Hubbard. So dude, I feel like we're looking pretty freaking nasty. I mean, we start the season as an 89 overall across the board, and obviously we're gonna get better and better throughout the year as everybody progresses. Defense looking pretty nasty as well. It's just like at this point in time, I wonder if we just go all out this season, trade away every draft pick that we have now, although it's not really much, and just go ahead and try to win the Super Bowl this season. Because, like, offensively, I definitely feel like we should upgrade one of these guard positions. And then, like, defensively, if we could possibly pair up Jared Verse with one more just half-decent pass rusher, this could be the best defense in football. But again, it's like I don't know what I can do with the draft picks that I have since we made such a crazy trade with the Raiders. But I feel like we could do some damage with this, especially with this $17 million that we got now. Hey, guys, remember when I made this spontaneous trade at the trade deadline last season saying that I could possibly flip on Chase Brown the next season? Well, here we are. Chase here could possibly be our key to adding another premier pass rusher alongside Jared Verse. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like anybody really wants them. That's funny, being the first offer and all. So it looks like only Cincinnati, Washington, and Minnesota are too terribly interested. Odds that we could land Dallas Turner here. He's the backup to Van Ginkel. I know, like, he still plays. Like, he's still Dallas Turner. This game is dumb sometimes, and positionally listed as the backup. Values the players a little bit lower. So let's just see if we can finesse a little bit. So Chase Brown for Dallas Turner, straight up. What can I say? What can I say, brother? The Madden scientist at it again. Oh, would you look at that? Like the first time I think in the history of existence, somebody's actually excited to be traded to Cleveland as Dallas Turner spawns with an upgrade point. Already improved up to an 83 rated, dude. So good vibes already this season. Good vibes. Guy got a +5 to block shit. Now we just need a good offensive guard. Which honestly, I feel like it would be smart to ship on Titus Howard with the draft pick. I mean, he's cost me probably like $20 million over the next 2 seasons, so we probably could get his cap off the books while also getting somebody a little bit better. And like I said, man, like I don't mind trading away a future first. We have a ton of extra picks I'd be willing to use. Brian Thomas is crazy, but we're set at receiver for now. I'm not doing this. I just traded him to you for a reason. Okay, Byron Murphy's kind of crazy here. Not gonna lie, but again, we don't really need defensive tackle help. So if we can get offered Byron Murphy for this package, surely we can get offered a good offensive guard. Like, who's the best offensive lineman? They got Gray Zabel. He's a superstar, brother. Hold on. He's still got 3 years left on his rookie contract as well. Hold on a second. There's no way, right? Gray Zabel would be absolutely freaking perfect here. I think I'm gonna let it rip. So Titus Howard, a future first-round pick for Gray Zabel, and I got all of that for nothing. I was so hyped. I was so excited. So it's like, do I just go ahead and get Byron Murphy just for the heck of it? Like, just because I can? I mean, even straight up, it was kind of close to being accepted. I mean, I feel honestly like him and Mason Graham would just be an insane duo. I mean, I might be able to get him without even having to trade away that first-round pick. Like this, like my whole life has kind of just been flipped on top of his own head. So, like, what do I do? Throwing a third from this year, potentially? It's closer, brother. Throwing a 4? From this year, Byron Murphy is the newest member of the Cleveland Browns, just literally spontaneously out of nowhere. Like, I didn't need another defensive tackle, but like, can you blame me? So now with that trade, like getting rid of Titus Howard, like it's even more vital that we get ourselves a new offensive guard. But I feel like that was just too good of a value deal to pass it up, which now means with Mason Graham, Byron Murphy, we can get rid of Christian Wilkins here and hopefully bring in that new offensive guard. And again, like I do not mind trading away that first round pick from 2029. Tanner Bortolini maybe is a possibility if we could possibly convert him to guard, but I'd probably want better than an 84 rated normal dev player. Like, we're getting some really good offers, I feel like, which I guess, to be fair, I am trading away a first round pick here. Like, no chance. What about Quentin Nelson here? He's got a 1-year contract. What about Sam Cosmi? I know he just, like, I think in this game just signed a new contract extension, but like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Could I get better? Like, really at this point, who's the best bang for my buck? And the more I look, boys, maybe Sam Cosmi is the best bet, which is in the green. I have to get rid of a 2029 3. Got a little bit closer. Trade away a couple of day 3 picks from this season. Got even closer. Maybe like a 2028 4. Trade officially accepted. We have added Samuel Cosmi to the Cleveland Browns and filled pretty much every single hole that we have in this roster. Dude, I'm telling you, we're going to generate best lineup. We now built up a 90 overall team. Only yours truly could take the Cleveland Browns from their initial state to a 90 overall team in just a season and a half. I mean, yeah, I kind of cheated a little bit. But hey, man, I'm just over here trying to be a natural antidepressant. But genuinely, with like how good the team already is, realistically, like I don't see any good reason that we shouldn't win the Super Bowl this season. Like, will it happen? Probably not. It takes a little bit of luck. We're good enough to be Super Bowl contenders. Maybe I can complete the impossible and bring the Browns from their current state to Super Bowl champions in a season and a half. Don't expect it to, but I'm going to anticipate it and manifest that good energy into the atmosphere. We're going to simulate the trade deadlines and see how things are looking. Probably don't have enough juice to make any more big additions or anything, but I do just want to get like a good assessment midway through the season, see if the team truly is a Super Bowl contender, or just see if we should all just lower our expectations. Brother, we're 6-2. We literally just lost week 2 and week 3 against 2 pretty good teams, and it was very close games. Lost by 4 to the Bengals, 3 to the Ravens. So like, we weren't actually too far away from being 8-0 at this point in the season. So considering how we're looking here at the midway point, maybe this is the season we make history. Now, again, we have the NFL's #1 offense at the midway point. Defensively, we're improved. Actually, just kidding, we suck. Justin Herbert, though, having an MVP caliber season, 19 touchdowns to just 2 picks, and another perfect completion percentage. On the ground, Bijan, great year, averaging over 6 yards per carry, 655 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's limited to fumbles a little bit, only 2 on the year. Now, through the air, Jeremiah Smith as a rookie. Dude, he's on pace for 2,000 yards, like, funny enough, that's insane. 48 grabs, 850 yards through, 8 games of football, 10 touchdowns. That's more than the rest of the team combined. Stephon Diggs fell off a little bit, but still having a good year. Jerry Jeudy, great season from him. Harold Fannin still putting up decent numbers. Unfortunately, with the addition of Jeremiah Smith, Casey Concepcion's kind of fell off a little bit. Again, like Denzel Boston not doing anything, but dude, I don't really care considering how well Jeremiah Smith is playing. We'll have to see what his overall is at the midway point. I mean, screw the Rookie of the Year. Like, he might win Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Now, defensively, Dallas Turner, 6 sacks. We have Jared Verse only with 1. That's not real. Maybe that's why our defense sucks so much. There's no reason Jared Verse, who had like 8 sacks at this point a year ago, should have the same amount of sacks as Isaiah McGuire. So that's like the only real disappointing thing that I've seen up to this point in the season. Okay, so we do have some pretty big contracts that need to be negotiated here, which we do have over $100 million in cap space, which actually, the only real players I care about re-signing here are DJ Turner and Grant Delpit. And after we re-sign them, we should still have like $70 million to spend. I mean, deservingly, DJ Turner's asking for a pretty big contract, 86 overall, 25 years old. Let's give him a 5-year deal, about $17 million per season. He's locked in, should be here the next 5 seasons. Hopefully, won't make it that far. $86 million left over. Grant Delpit asking for about 3 years, which isn't bad, about $7 million, $8 million per season. Up it just a little bit to make sure he re-signs, and he locks it in, which I do want to see Jeremiah Smith all the way up to a superstar 88 rated. I kind of thought he was going to start as an X Factor. Again, I really don't know why. He's Malik Neighbors' twin, but we're just going to roll with it. But I'm a little disappointed he's not an X Factor to start, but again, can't complain at 88 rated. And he's only going to get better from here. Bijan up to a 99, Justin Herbert up to a 92, team up to a 92 overall with a 93 offense, 91 defense. Like, no wonder we're 6-2 at the midway point. And like, I know Jared Verse has been disappointing up to this point, not complaining. I don't think we really need to make any changes. I feel like if I tried to trade for anybody, it would like mess with the flow of things, dude. because obviously we're working together. We're talented enough to win a Super Bowl this year, and I don't want to mess it up. We're 6-2, dude. What does suck, though, is the Ravens are actually having a really good season. So even though we have one of the best records in football, we currently have the 5 seed. So it is absolutely vital that we have ourselves a strong finish to the season here. And if we do, there's a very good chance not only do we win our division, we earn the AFC's 1 seed. So let's lock the frick in here and play like the dog pound deserves and earn what? Like the first 1 seed in team history? Oh my God, brother. We actually did it. We did it 14-3. Good enough for the AFC's 1 seed. Oh, barely a game over the Bills. But we win the AFC North by 2 games, man. And I am telling you, with this, like, finishing the season with, what, just 1 loss in the second half, this really might be the year. And year number 2 of this rebuild, expedited rebuild at that we save the Cleveland Browns fans' mental health and bring them a first ever Super Bowl. Gotta see who beat us, though. It was the Ravens. So, unfortunately, we got swept by the Ravens this year, both times by 3 points. So, if it wasn't for them, we would have went 16-1. We were honest to God, dude. Like what's that? 11 points total from going 17-0. We ended the season with the number 1 offense. Defensively, did we improve up to 11? Justin Herbert had to win MVP. There's just no way he didn't. I mean, he had a 71% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, 44 touchdowns to 7 picks. I mean, that's the best season of his career by far, which should win him MVP. Hold on, let's actually check. Joe Burrow might have won it, dude. Like, he's got to get out of here. Got to stop this. This is crazy. Every single season, those are like 5,000 yards. But he threw for less interceptions, more touchdowns, better completion percentage, so maybe he still did win it. If he didn't, maybe this would be extra motivation in the playoffs to actually win the freaking Super Bowl. Now, Bijan is just insane. 6 yards per carry throughout an entire season is just unheard of. Like 16 touchdowns, so much better than a year ago. Still fumbling too much, so if he can lock in on that front and continue this pace, man, like we should definitely at least make it to the Super Bowl, but still an incredible season, exactly why I traded for him. Now, through the air, Jeremiah Smith, one of the best rookie seasons, if not the best rookie season of all time. 1,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, and should be good enough for the Offensive Player of the Year. Stephon Diggs, even though he got relegated to the number 2, that's great for a number 2 receiver. Actually had more catches than Jeremiah Smith and kind of validated me paying him that money, even though he was kind of aging, going backwards a little bit in terms of overall. But man, what a signing he turned out to be. I'm kind of glad to trade away Tyreek instead of him. Jerry Jeudy, dude, like he's been good too. Got to give him credit from bouncing back after like the worst season of his career. 950 yards, 6 touchdowns. Harold Fannin had 600 yards himself and 7 tutties. Now defensively, Jared Verse did have a massive second half of the season. 12.5 sacks. As look at our 1-2 punch, man. 25 sacks between the 2 of them. We'll go and see what Myles Garrett did this season, but I highly doubt did better than these 2. Now, also, very happy we got Byron Murphy, which again, even if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, we should have these guys as the NFL's best defensive tackle duo for the next 3 seasons. So actually, let's go ahead and check. How did Myles Garrett do? Please tell me he didn't have like 20 sacks this year. Myles Garrett with 14.5. You know, we can deal with that. Should we bring the Browns their first MVP in a millennium? Yes, we did. This trade absolutely history making. Who would have ever thought in the modern era you'd have a Cleveland Browns quarterback win MVP? You had Bo Nix behind him, Joe Burrow in 3rd. Also, of course, had Jeremiah Smith win Offensive Player of the Year. Funny enough, we had 3 of the top 4. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Benito. Did have Jared Verse come in 4th. So at least we didn't have to witness a Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year. And hopefully we won't have to witness a Myles Garrett Super Bowl either. Wait, which we won't. They didn't even make the playoffs. I know this is virtual, and like I know this doesn't mean anything at all in the grand scheme of like life, you know, but Browns fans got to be smiling at this, like hypothetically. So before we find out our divisional round matchup at the end of the regular season, we have compiled a 92 overall team with a 93 offense and a 92 defense. Jeremiah Smith already up to a 90 overall receiver. I know he's still like stuck as a wide receiver too, but I'm not changing anything. Like I'm not doing it. Like I don't. It's like bad mojo at this point. Bijan up to a 99. Justin Herbert up to a 93. Got Harold Fannin up to an 89. Even this backup tight end's up to a 75. The offensive line looks amazing with a morale boost. You have nobody below 85 at this point. Defensively, Jared Verse up to a 92. You got Byron Murphy up to 88. Mason Graham up to an 87. Dallas Turner up to an 86. Safety combos looking phenomenal. Linebackers looking great. Cornerback room's got to be like the best in football. I mean, even the rookie that we drafted, I don't even know where he came from. I didn't draft him. I guess CPU did. He's up to a 75. Where did we get this guy? I don't remember drafting him. Drafted him in the 7th round. Jalen Mayo, and somehow he's like, as you saw, he's over like 75 overall. Like, what's going on right now? Like, you don't ever expect the vibes to be this high as a Cleveland Brown, yet here we are. Oh, but you know how it is. Things can go south fast. But first of all, let's just make sure we don't have to play the Ravens in a divisional round, which we don't. Not much easier, as is the Kansas City Chiefs. Please tell me we played them and beat them in the regular season. No, we didn't. But hey, brother, like, we haven't lost since week 12. Actually, I haven't lost since week 11. Oh, man, I just hate it. Like, why couldn't it have been anybody other than the Chiefs? And I know it's not the Kansas City Chiefs of old, but they still have Patrick Mahomes, and they're still dangerous. But you'd like to think we have built a team good enough to take down these Chiefs one way or another. Brother, we are 4 quarters of hard-nosed football away from an AFC Conference Championship berth and from making this city proud for the first time in their lifetime. So it is time for all 22 of you starters to lock the frick in here and get off to a fast start. Which, 3-0, not too fast. We're losing now. 10-7. We strike back. Come on, man. This is too close for my liking. 17-7. I like it a lot. I love it, actually. Come on, just finish the job. Finish the job. We win our first playoff game of the day. This feels pretty validating. We take down Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs. We are now one step away from the Super Bowl, which if we can take down the Chiefs, we can take down anybody, right? Oh, God, it's going to be either the Bills or the Ravens, and I really hope it's not the Ravens, considering we already lost to them twice this season. Never thought I'd be begging for the Bills, but, brother, I am begging for the Bills. Begging for the Bills, and we... So, of course, we get the only team we have not beat the entire season. But hey, brother, maybe they're right. Maybe third time is a charm. I'm a little nervous. At least it's snowing. Maybe crazy things can happen in the snow. Not a lot of scoring, though. I don't care if it's 3-0. It's okay. It's not going to be 3-0 because they're leading 7-0. 7-3. Chip away their lead. It's 10-3. We kick another field goal. 13-10 just like that. Ravens tie things up. I don't like it at all. It's in overtime. I'm really nervous, actually. Come on, man. Just finish off a walk-off field goal in the snow as the Cleveland Browns fans somehow, some way, they are partying in the streets of Cleveland as their Cleveland Browns, led by Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, and yours truly, are advancing to the first Super Bowl in their lifetimes. Brother, who knew this Brandon Aubrey signing was going to end up the most important decision of the entire video? So one more massive obstacle out of the way. Now our big question is, do we get the Lions or Tampa Bay Buccaneers here? Which we didn't play either in the regular season, which, like, the Lions are still probably stacked at this point, hence why they earned the 1 seed. So I honestly want the Bucs here, and of course we have to go through the 1 seed Lions. And God, dude, their team overall is actually comparable to ours. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, their roster might actually be better than ours. It's an insane matchup. 2 diehard fan bases that have never won a Super Bowl in their team's history. Just sucks. We're gonna have to ruin it for you, Jameer. Hold up. A lot of craziness pre-Super Bowl. Justin Herbert, now an X Factor. Jeremiah Smith, now an X Factor. Although, didn't Stephon Diggs, like, did he lose his superstar? Like, he had a good season. What do you mean? Carson, now a superstar. So, some more good vibes on top of everything else heading to the Super Bowl. And as happy as I feel like I've made Browns fans today, I feel like all of that can be zapped out of their soul in an instant if they actually lose their first ever Super Bowl. Can we continue to pad the RBT lore resume here and win the Super Bowl with the Browns in just 2 seasons? Can we just a fast start, please? I don't want my cortisol to spike anymore. 7-3. Going into halftime. Lions get a field goal. 14-6. Can we please score more than 20 points just once in my freaking life, dude? It's still a 1-possession game. Just lock in, brother. 20 points or not, who gives a fuck? 17-6. We have done the impossible. Yes, might have cheated a little bit, but who cares? Because the main premise of this video was making Cleveland Browns fans smile again. And I think with this Super Bowl, I've done just that. So if you're still enjoying the Rebuild Masterclasses from yours truly, you can click right here to watch another one.